So you have a bad dad. You've got a broken relationship with your father. Today, I'm going to give you two choices that are completely up to you. Now, here's something that I've learned. I knew it, but I kind of learned it and got it really affirmed in my life when I started seeing comments. I posted a video of my daughter and I dancing through the years, and then I actually played that at her wedding. You can find that on my channel where I've done that. But we've gotten so many comments on that. And then my other daughter, one of my other daughters, posted her video of us dancing on her channel. Both of them have kind of gone viral through other resources. Where one of them's got like 3.5 million views, and one of them has almost 2 million views. But the comments below really expose who has a good relationship with their dad and who doesn't, because the way they respond to my closeness with my daughters is really kind of phenomenal. It's really strange. It's really heartening in some cases and disheartening in other cases. So if you have a bad relationship with your father, you've got two choices. Number one, you can be a victim. You can complain about it. You can wallow in your misery and not celebrate anybody else who has a great dad. And man, we've seen that in the comments. People who don't have good relationships with their dads are like, wow, this is beautiful for her, but it sucks for me. Thank you for making me cry my eyes out and reminding me that I've got a crappy dad. Ooh, wow. It's like, oh my gosh. Yeah, it just kind of hits your heart a little bit. They haven't forgiven their father. They haven't figured out how to get through it. So it's your choice. Number one is to wallow in that misery, hold that baggage through your life, be resentful, never forgive, never try to figure out that relationship, what it can be or what it can't be, and be able to move on and move your life, but you just kind of stay in that misery and project onto other people. That's your choice. And I've seen through these comments a lot of people who've made that choice to wallow in their misery and never be happy for anybody else and never figure out how to make some kind of healthy relationship with their father or to accept whatever they can out of that relationship. Your second choice is to treat it a little bit differently. Your second choice is to realize, okay, I've got a crappy dad. So I'm not going to put these high expectations on him because obviously he can't or doesn't want to deliver. I'll just figure out what he can deliver. So if he talks to me one time a year at Christmas, then okay, I'm going to accept that, because when I set myself up for pain is when I expect more than he can deliver. So I'm going to just expect that one call a year, and when I get it, I'm going to live in the moment and I'm going to appreciate that phone call for what it is, and I'm going to be able to move on, because that's not going to affect me. It sucks and it's not good, but I've got a choice. And here's how I'm going to get back at it. I'm going to become the dad that my dad wasn't. I'm going to become the mom that my mom wasn't. I'm going to become the parent that my parent was not able to deliver. So you can decide. Number one, you can wallow in that misery and continue it on. So when you have kids, you start treating them the same way your parents treated you, that miserable. Why would you want to give them that same crap that was shoveled onto you? You have the choice to break it right there and be a great parent. I didn't have the greatest dad in the world growing up. I don't want to get into the personal details, but he wasn't around. My parents divorced when I was young. I grew up with a single mom, and I saw him a handful of times a year. He lived a very selfish life back then. We have a stronger relationship now. I thank God for that. But back then, not so much. But you know what? It planted a seed in me to be the best dad that I can possibly be. And I've tried to live up to that through my girls. And you've seen some of that on some of my other videos, what I try to do. You've got that choice also. Don't just wallow in the fact that you've got a horrible dad. Decide today that you're going to be that dad, or you're going to marry that dad. You're going to marry somebody, a guy who can be that dad, and you're going to parent that way. You're going to pour into your children, be there for them, spend time with them, build traditions, make memories, love them, pour wisdom into them, appreciate them, treasure them, write them letters. Let them know that they're valued. The same things that you didn't get poured into you as a kid, you can decide to pour into your kids. So make that decision. So really, you have a bad dad, you've got two choices. You heard them. Number one, stay in that misery and continue the tradition on with your kids. Or number two, accept your father for what he can be. Enjoy those small things that he can deliver, but really make a decision that you are going to be a different parent than he ever thought he could be. There's your two choices. I hope that you embrace the second one. Number two is the one that needs to challenge you, and you need to figure out how to make that true in your life. I hope this encouraged you in some way. I know this was kind of a short video, and it might be common sense, but some people need to hear that you didn't have a choice of what dad you were going to get, but you can have a choice of how you're going to respond to that bad dad. So embrace that challenge. Pick number two. Change your life today. Thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate all the people who watch these videos. Please leave me a thumbs up or a comment. Let me know how this has affected you or what you think you got out of this. I really appreciate it. Or tell me how I can make my videos better. I really appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Thanks for coming by. We'll see you next time.